Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's edition of Classic Movie Buffet Theater. Yay! All right, now, thank you so much for joining me today. Welcome to the new subscribers that have joined us in the last few days. Welcome. If you're not a newbie, welcome back. All right, now on today's episode, it's a classic movie buffet theater, as I said before, and we're going to take a ride back to the year 1989. Now, this film was directed by a Andrei Konchalovsky. I think is how you say that last name. It threw me there. But midway through production, if I read it correctly, he was replaced by another guy. So, I didn't get the other director's name down, but I do have this guy's name, so we're going to go with this guy, okay? All right. And we are talking about 1989's Tango and Cash. Now, like I said, it was directed by an Andrei Konchalovsky, and he also directed Runaway Train, Homer and Eddie, and The Inner Circle. Now, I don't think I've seen any of those at all. None of those. All right. So, that being said, this movie also stars the great Sylvester Stallone, who plays Ray Tango. And of course, he has also played in such great films as First Blood, Rocky, and Demolition Man. Co starring in this film with him is Kurt Russell, who plays Gabriel Cash. And he has also played in such films as Escape from New York, John Carpenter's The Thing, and Big Trouble in Little China. Now, I've seen all three of those Stallone films, and I've seen all three of the Kurt Russell films. Fantastic. Fantastic. This movie also stars, playing the character of Kiki, Miss Terry Hatcher. Now, she has also been a Bond girl in Tomorrow Never Dies. She was also in a film called The Big Picture in 1989. And she also played in the film Soap Dish. Now, I've never seen Soap Dish, and I don't think I've ever seen The Big Picture. But being a fan, a James Bond fan, I have seen Tomorrow Never Dies. And playing the villain in this film by the name of Perrette is Jack Palance. Now, Jack Palance has also starred in such great films as Alone in the Dark, Young Guns, and he played the great Carl Grissom in 1989's Batman with Michael Keaton. One of my favorite Batmen, by the way. All right, so with that being said, we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump into the trailer for 1989's Tango and Cash. Here we go.
I'll tell you one thing. Whoever set us up is really connected.
What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Relax. Soak. And don't flatter yourself.
Meet Ray Tango. He likes money,
Easy come, easy go.
but doesn't bother with cash. Meet Gabe Cash. He won't dance around trouble and doesn't mind stepping on toes.
I hate you karate guys.
Two of LA's top rival cops are having a great time staying in rhythm.
You know me, huh?
Yeah, I hear you're the second best cop in LA.
That's funny. I hear the same thing about you.
But they're going to have to work together, even if it kills them.
Right now!
We'll take it.
No, that's one of a kind.
We won't put a scratch on it. Did you sleep with my sister?
I was so drunk, I don't remember, okay?
Sylvester Stallone and Kurt Russell. Tango and Cash.
All right, so with that being out the way, the plot for this film is framed by their ruthless arch nemesis, a pair of mismatched LAPD officers must put their differences aside to get even with the brutal crime baron who has sent them to rot in a maximum security prison. Uh, Now, this film was fantastic. It was one of those great buddy cop movies from back in the 80s. Um, and of course, you know, when you've got two actors, such as Kurt Russell and Sylvester Stallone playing in a film together, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Um, you know, their box office star power is what really helped this film and pushed it through. Of course, now it's not only not only on those two. Um, what makes these kind of movies is not only the main characters, but also the villains in these films. Um, so Jack Palance, incredible, incredible actor. Um, one of the greats. One of the greats. Excuse me. Mm, I had to get a drink. Had to get a drink. All right. Now we're going to jump into my notes here. Let's see here. What we got going on here? There it is. All right. Russell and Stallone are the reason why this run of the mill action flick actually works. The film has got some excellent action scenes, particularly inside the prison during the breakout. The script delivers some very funny lines. This movie packs a lot of punch by two strong leading men. You cannot go wrong with the villains either. Jack Palance, Brian James, Robert Zadar, and it also stars Clint Howard. Uh, these four men were great in this film and solidify their names as icons in the film industry. This is to me a perfect example of a great buddy cop action comedy. If you love 80s action and one liners, this film is for you. This film is chock full of one liners. Like I said, the villains are fantastic. The main characters are fantastic. Um, Kurt Russell, phenomenal as always. One of the greats. Stallone, you can't go wrong with Stallone. I'm sorry. The man is those two guys are box office gold. No matter what you put them in, it's box office gold, guaranteed. Okay. So now that being said, we're going to go into some trivia for this film. Um, Brian James, who plays one of the henchmen for Perrette, Jack Palance's character, was originally hired to play Requin, whoever that is. I'm not familiar with that name in the movie. It was a small role with only two lines. Byron James spoke in this horrible Cockney accent. Stallone loved it and rewrote the script to give him a bigger role. The same thing happened to Robert Zadar, who was only supposed to appear in the opening scene. Both Stallone and the director liked Zadar's look and gave him a bigger role. Also, the scene where Tango faces an oncoming truck with only his gun was borrowed from 1985's Police Story with Jackie Chan, who of course does all his own stunts. As a response, Jackie Chan would later reference the makeshift zip line prison escape in this film in a scene early in the third installment of the Police Story series, Super Cop from 1982. Jack Palance, joking, showed his displeasure about filming the movie on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. When Palance first got the script, he was excited about it because he had three nice scenes with Stallone. But once filming started, all the scenes were cut, and he didn't see Stallone throughout the entire film. Now, the budget for this film was $54 million. Now, the box office draw was $120.4 million. Now, you cannot tell me, at a budget of $54 million, and then you turn around and you come out with 120.4 million, somebody did something right in that film. Guarantee you somebody did something right. Now, the reviews for this film were not always great. It wasn't well received by critics when it first came out, but it has solidified itself as a cult classic in the early '80s action films. I'm sorry, I thought this film was fantastic. Yeah, it's cliche, but so is every other action film that came out in the '80s, and they're full of one-liners. There's plot holes, and all that kind of stuff. But like I said before, you have to disband belief when watching these films. If you do that, you'll enjoy them. I guarantee it. This movie was fantastic. Uh, Brian James is hilarious in this film, even though he was a bad guy. He had some funny scenes in here, especially with that accent that they were talking about. That accent is fantastic. I'm sorry, but it is. It's fantastic. Um, Sylvester Stallone films will always hold a strong, strong place on my movie list because I thought all his early films were fantastic. Um, he, like I said, him and Kurt Russell have solidified themselves as icons in the industry, along with Jack Palance, Brian James, Clint Howard, and a couple others in that film. Uh, Terry Hatcher passed away, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Uh, but she did great also in Lois and Clark. That was one of my favorite versions of Superman for that time when it came out. So yeah, I did watch that show because I thought it was great. Um, so with that being said, that's going to be the end of this classic movie buffet theater. I've got another plan for another show um, that I'm working on. I don't know when it'll start. I have made plans for it. Kind of got some ideas circulating in my head. I really don't think the Twitch thing is going to work out for me. So I'm thinking about just adding another show on YouTube. Um, I will let you know as the thoughts progress and as I get closer to making that a reality. You'll be the first to know when it premieres, of course. Like I said, thank you all so much for joining me today. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Those of you that are new, welcome. Those of you that have been here for a while, you're welcome too. Uh, you're all greatly appreciated. Greatly appreciated. Uh, with that being said, we're going to end the video here. So I will see you guys next on Sunday for the next episode in Supernatural Season 5. I think we've got like maybe 2 or 3 more episodes left before we reach the finale of Season 5. So it's going to get hairy on that. So please join me on Sunday and we'll discuss my next favorite episode of that season. And I will see you guys after that. We'll be again on Tuesday for another Mike's Movie Rampage. And then we'll go back into another classic movie buffet of theater. And then hopefully, if everything works out, I will discuss that new show. I will let you know before I put one out. That way you can watch it and catch on to it. But until Sunday, folks, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.